How do you set up the best FDM printer for miniature printing? Well, let's find out in today's video. So first, let's get this printer out of the box. The box that it's shipped in is rather large. It has lots of packing material and cardboard and extra plastic in there to keep it safe while shipping. However, overall, I was super surprised about how small the actual printer is. It seemed totally tiny compared to what I was expecting given the size of the box and maybe the images on the internet, but when you actually get it unboxed and put down, it's very small. It came with some accessories like some trial filament, a nozzle, and a little pre-printed lamp to test run your printer. Okay, so here it is. The printer has this tape where some of the instruction manuals are on there and lots of foam kind of in between the arms and the other pieces to keep it safe while shipping. The first thing to do is to remove this plastic retainer. It keeps the arm in place while shipping. It's a couple of hex screws. They include the Allen key with it, so you just remove these 4 screws and the retainer removes pretty easily. Okay, back to the front, and did I mention this printer comes with a lot of foam? More foam. So now it's time to remove more foam. So there's foam underneath this arm. There's additional foam underneath the printing plate. So this printer is very well protected from a shipping accident. Okay, now let's tighten up the base plate screws. There's 3 of them located in the closest right corner. They just tighten it up clockwise. And then the closest left corner, they tighten it up here. And then the far back left corner. Just screwed in hand tight. Okay, next you install the purge wiper arm. It's very simple. It comes with a single screw to install. This is the purge wiper. It helps with the extrusion of extra material when it's printing. It simply slides onto the arm here. Straightforward, just slips in there. There's a railing installed. In the screw goes and installs from behind, a couple turns and hand tight, and you're done. So next you install the filament holder. This is just a spool that attaches to the back of the printer and allows the filament to automatically feed into the printer as it's moving. Now this is the non-AMS version. The AMS version is the automatic media version, which allows up to 4 different colors of spools to be fed automatically into the machine. So in this case, this is a single filament spool. It just attaches to the back with 2 screws in this device and simply slides on top. Okay, now it's time to lube this device. It does come packaged with some of this lube. You will have to get some more for the future, but this is simply where you put it on these railings right here. I do recommend a sponge swab instead of a cotton swab so that no residue is left over of the cotton material, but you just simply move the lube up and down the railing, back and forth. Make sure it's a thin layer. You move the plate forward and you do the back side as well. Okay, so then you also lube this vertical rail. This is just where it slides up and down, so you just take that same little drop of the lube in that sponge swab and just simply get both sides. Now the screw is a little different. It comes with some grease. A couple packages are included. Will want to get some more as well. But it's simply a little bit of grease, goes a long way. So just get some and apply it inside onto this screw. It's a little difficult to get to. There's only one access point. You're not going to be able to completely cover it. So what you want to do is just apply a light coating on either side, clean up the mess, and you are good to go. Now there's a cap on the camera for privacy concerns. Just make sure it's open. Now remove the protective film from the LCD screen. So satisfying. Okay, now it's time to connect the filament. It comes with this tube, PFTE, that connects here to the extruder and over to the spool connector, and that's it. It's simple as that. Now it's time to power on the device. You'll see this display when it first pops up. Simply click Start, select your language, I did notice that the display is sometimes a little tricky to, when you hit it, you may have to hit it more than once. Good firm press. And now you can select your region. And it wants to connect to your Wi-Fi. I do recommend you connect it to your Wi-Fi because it will download the firmware. You can also log into your account if you wish. For the sake of this video, I'm going to hit skip, but you certainly log in through the app. And then finally, you can agree to some of their policies if you wish. Some of these are required and some of these are optional. Okay, so now it's going to do its calibration. This is what sets it up, and you just simply click Start, and I will fast forward through this so you can see exactly what it's doing to set itself up. But it basically does a whole bunch of self-calibration in terms of plate leveling and testing. At this point, there's no filament in there, so it's just going through and making sure that everything's functioning and working correctly. At the end, it should say calibration complete, and you should be good to go to the next stage. When it's all set, you should see this screen. You simply click OK, and now you are ready to print. If you did connect it to the internet, you'll see this screen. It's simply doing a firmware update. Make sure it's running on the latest version. Super simple, easy to do, and make sure you have all the latest features and functions. So now you're ready for your first print. Benchy. From the display, just click Benchy and we'll start printing. It is pretty quick. It's less than 20 minutes, and you will have your first print ready to go. It's as simple as that for this setup of this printer. So that's it. That's how you set up a Bambu Labs A1 Mini. It's almost as plug and play as it gets today, and it's super easy to get started in 3D printing. But tell me what you think. Is the Bambu printer the way to go? Is there other alternatives that are even easier to use for someone getting started in the 3D printing and miniature hobby? In the next video, I will go through the settings and configurations to get you set up to print miniatures on this. As you can see from this test run, this printer can mess things up if not properly set up and calibrated for miniature printing. Check out the next video. Thanks.